Hey guys, it's Amy here, and today I bring you a book unhaul. Whoa! As you guys may know, I'm moving house this month. In fact, I don't know when this video is going up, so I may be in the process of moving house. Today I'm going to show you a ton of books that I'm getting rid of because I don't have the space to move them all. I know I'm not going to reread these ones, or I have no interest in reading them, and so they have to be freed out into the world of books. They're going to the charity shop or to my friend. The last time I did one of these, all I did was tell you whether I'd read the book or if I hadn't read the book. If I had read the book and I was getting rid of it, it basically just means that I didn't ever want to read it again, or I didn't think it was all that great, and so I'm sending it on. I generally just keep books on my shelf if they are 4 or 5 stars, or if they have some sentimental reason that I want to keep them there. If I haven't read the book and I'm getting rid of it, it's because I no longer have any interest in reading it. But a number of you did comment last time saying you would like to hear more as to why I was getting rid of them. So today I will try and do that. I do have quite a lot of books here though, so I will just sporadically give you a bit of information if it comes into my head whilst I show you the books. So let's go. The first book I have here is Tuesdays with Morrie by Mitch Albom. This is a non-fiction book. I can't recall what I rated this book, but I know it's one that I just can't really remember the story of, so I don't think I want to keep it on my shelves because I have no inclination to like give it to friends because I don't really remember it. Next we have another non-fiction book, and that is The Opposite of Loneliness, Essays and Stories by Marina Keegan. This one again, I just can't really remember a lot of what happened in it. I think I seem to remember like the title essay, The Opposite of Loneliness, was only literally a couple of pages long, which surprised me because I thought it was going to be like the main event in this book, and it wasn't. Alongside the essay there were a load of stories that she had written, which were all very nice, but I just can't remember them and I just wasn't particularly affected by it, so off to the charity shop it goes. Next we have Vicious by V.E. Schwab. I believe this is YA. I can't really remember if it is or not because I can't really remember what happened, so that is the main reason why it's going. I just can't remember it. Next we have The Zookeeper's Wife by Diane Ackerman. If you watched my recent wrap-ups you'll know that I didn't really enjoy this one. I think I gave it 2 stars. It just was not a very great non-fiction read for me. I just didn't think it did what it said on the tin, so there we go. Another one from a recent wrap-up is French Milk by Lucy Neasley. Again, I just didn't enjoy this one at all in my wrap-up. I'll link wrap-ups down below if you want to like see more as to like why I didn't like this one, but yeah, this is a like doodle sketchy like mixed with photo thing, and it was just awful. Next we have Foxlow by Eleanor Vasserberg. This one I actually DNF'd. I got like a good way through. I just gave up with it. I just wasn't enjoying it. I just didn't think the story was really going anywhere. I didn't like any of the characters. I didn't like what was happening, and so DNF it was. The next 4 books I have to show are by the same author, and I have a feeling that it might upset some people to see them in this, but know that it's not anything against you if you like this author, or anything against the author, because in fact I love this author, and that is these 4 books by John Green. So I've read all of these books. I didn't love all of them, and I just know I'm never going to read them again, and I don't want to give them on to other people to read either, and so I feel like they're just taking up space on a shelf which I could be using for other books that I love a lot more. On a side note, I actually love John Green and his brother. I listen to their podcasts, I watch all of their videos, but these books just weren't like anything great for me, and I read them such a long time ago that I just have a feeling if I read them again now I would enjoy them even less, and so unfortunately they're going. If you're a hardcore John Green fan, and if it makes you feel any better, I've actually kept 1 book from him, and that was Will Grayson, which he wrote with David Levertham, because that is my favourite book from him and I really enjoyed that, and I have a feeling I would read that in the future, so it is allowed to stay on my shelves. Next we have a poetry collection, and that is Milk and Honey by Rupi Kaur. I will link down below my wrap-up in which I speak about this book. It's probably one of the first books that I speak about in the video because it got such a low star rating. I really didn't enjoy it. I didn't get the hype. I don't understand what everyone loves about this. Like, I haven't read a lot of poetry, but I've read a lot better poetry than this, so yeah, there we go. Next we have Winger by Andrew Smith. Again, this is one I just can't really remember because I read it such a long time ago, and I know I'm never going to read it again, so I don't see it like any point in it being on my shelf. I somewhat remember enjoying this book. In fact, on Goodreads there's probably a review that I've written of it, because that was back when I used to write like written reviews on Goodreads, so if you are that interested, I will try and find that and leave that link below. Next we have When the Sky Fell Apart by Caroline Lee. Again, this is just one that was just a meh book. It was a 3-star read and I don't want to read it ever again. Next we have The Girl Who Circumnavigated Fairyland in a Ship of Her Own Making by Catherine M. Valente. That is a title and a half, along with an author who has a really long surname and first name as well. Again, this is one I feel like it was a bit forgettable. It was very samey with like Alice in Wonderland, and so I'm never gonna read it again, and I don't really want to continue on with this series, so off it goes. I can't actually believe this next one is even still in my book collection. I don't know why it wasn't just thrown out of the door as soon as I finished reading it, but hey ho. There's A Street Cat Named Bob by James Bowen. If you guys remember me like reviewing this book, I hated it. Like really didn't like this book. In fact, I took down that video because after like all you guys, like as in my subscribers who watch all my videos, like came and, you know, supported the video and said whatever on it, I then just started getting full on like Bob fans who, I think my video must have been like recommended on the side of Bob videos, and so people were coming over to my video. People were literally telling me to go and die and like kill myself and that I was like the worst person on the planet, and I just thought, wow, if people can't have an opinion on a book, then really that's quite sad, isn't it? But hey ho, I took that video down because I don't have time for people being like really nasty people. So yes, if you remember that video, I really didn't like this book. Really didn't like this book. In fact, it's probably the worst book I read so far this year. So I'm not even going to offer this one to my friends, it's just going to go straight to the charity shop. Next we have His Bloody Project by Graham McCrae Burnett. This is a non-fiction book. This one I thought was going to be really good, but it was a bit all over the shop. The writing was a bit strange, and I just felt like it fell a bit on its face because it didn't really have that, like, something about it. I don't know. Like, if you've read this book, let me know if you like enjoyed it, because I felt like it was a bit of a like, oh, okay, an anticlimax. That's the word for that action. Next we have Magic for Beginners by Kelly Link. This one I read with like my little book club people, and we all found the stories like a bit too confusing, like a bit too ambiguous. We didn't really know what was going on in some of them. Like, it was beautifully written, and I am interested in reading more Kelly Link because I actually have another of her books on my shelf over there, but I felt like I just didn't really get it. But I don't know, maybe if that was the point, like maybe you aren't meant to get them, maybe you are just meant to be a bit confused. I don't know. Strange. Next we have Night Waking by Sarah Moss. This again I think I gave 3 stars to. I wasn't bowled over by it, although lots of people really love this one. I think the main reason why I didn't really love it was because it focused on the elements of the story that I wasn't really enjoying, and the bits that I did really enjoy were kind of like secondary to the main parts of the story, if that makes any sense. I don't think my words even came out properly then. So yes, it was a good book, but I didn't love it, and I have a feeling that if you had more of an interest in this kind of topic, then you would love it a lot more than me. And the final book I have here is just the most random book, which I have no idea where it's even come from. I just found it randomly in my room whilst moving stuff, and it is A Crown for Cold Silver by Alex Marshall. It's flipping huge. I have no idea where it's even come from. I have a feeling maybe my grandparents might have given it to me. I've never even read the like blurb of it, but I just know it's not one that I'd want to pick up because it's just bloody huge. I cannot stand huge hardback books. I can't, like, no, like, make it smaller. Why, like, the writing is huge. Why did you need to print it in this like dimension? Maybe it's specifically for old people who can't see the words. I don't know. Maybe if my grandparents gave it to me, maybe that's why. Anyway, there's no chance that I'm going to be reading this book or carrying it to my new house because it's flipping ridiculously big. So there we go. Off it goes to the charity shop. Someone will hopefully love it more than me. Wow, that was a lot of books. I feel like we've had an experience there. I hope I haven't broken anybody's heart by getting rid of some of these books, but you know, it's good. I feel cleansed when getting rid of books, and possibly you'll be seeing another book haul, an unhaul, not book haul, a book unhaul come like, you know, the end of the month or in September, who knows. And I'll definitely update you on my moving of house. If you don't see videos over here, come look on Instagram. I might be like lying in a pile of books and really stressed out and stuff, so come and say hello to me. There we are, that's everything for today. As always, I will leave links to Facebook, Tumblr, Twitter, everything I've mentioned today down below. I hope you're all having a fantastic day, and I will see you soon. Bye!